Welcome to the Schaefer Method, the guide to your health. This is the exercise library. Activity versus exercise. What is activity? Basically, activity is any movement. This is activity versus exercise. What is activity? And I first off want to clarify, this is my definition of what activity and what exercise is. Some other people may have different viewpoints on it, but this is how I explain it to people. So an activity is doing a movement to want to be able to do again. So let's say that we are walkers and we want to walk a certain distance. An activity would be to able to keep walking at that certain distance. So that's basically just practice. If you always walk that distance, most likely you'll always be able to. What exercise can do is can help improve an activity or enhance our life. So we're looking to change that. So with that said and done, we're trying to improve that time that we walked within a certain distance. So that's really the difference. I see quite often that people will come into my office and they think they're exercising and they're really just being active, but yet they're looking for their body to change. And if we don't implement more work, we won't actually make any more change. Now, activity is great for longevity. We really want to be active our whole life. And exercise can be good or bad. If exercise is too much, it can actually cause us to go backwards. So I'm going to take you through this process and hopefully guide you to better activity and better exercise. So activity, once again, is doing things in your everyday life that you want to keep doing and maintain doing. Exercise is used to enhance your life. So if you want to become stronger, we use exercise to become stronger, which will ultimately help us in our activities. So activities, who should be active? We all should be active to some degree or some level. The people that live the longest in this world are active. Most of them actually don't even exercise. They're just active. They have an active job. They have an active lifestyle. They just do things regularly. If you keep doing it, you'll always be able to. As soon as you stop, it'll get hard. How much activity should we do? That's going to be based on every individual person. Now, time's also a big factor here. I'd rather you be active every day for 10 minutes than once a week for an hour. So that becomes a ritual, it becomes more of a pattern. It's something you will continue more often. The hour can easily go to every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks to do your hour. So how much activity is going to be based on the individual person. When we're doing activities, it should be fun. If you don't like it, if it's not fun, then don't do it. Go find something else that you like better. Find people that like the things that you like and go do it with them. And that's the crucial, the most important thing about activity. If you love Zumba, if you love doing Zumba, it can be a good activity to do. Now, for some people, it might be exercise, but if you do it long enough, it will become an activity. So, how often should we be active? Really as often as you can within the life that you live. So if it's 3 times a week, if it's 5 times a week. Now, if you're a beginner, it might only be once a week. That may be your starting point. But the goal is to become a level of activity that you can do all the things that you love to do in your life whenever you want. Corrective exercises. Okay, so on the corrective exercises, this is something that I want people to really take serious. It's why should we take care of the problems? You know, if you had an old injury, let's start correcting it. It's never too late to improve your body. And if there's something that's been nagging you for the last 30 years, let's take the time to improve on it so that when we start exercising more, that doesn't become an issue or start holding us back or an excuse for us to stop being active. Okay, so I wanted to make that clear. An injury shouldn't stop us from being active. We should just find another activity that we can use. If we can correct the injury and correct the problem, we can maintain that activity level forever. And we can use exercise to even help improve it even more. So the corrective exercises can be integrated to our workouts. It can also be integrated to our activities. And I strongly encourage, if you have a knee problem or back problem or shoulder problem, start doing the exercises, the corrective exercises first, and then as you can do more, start integrating the exercise routine. But now let's say that you hurt your ankle and the leg exercises bothers your ankle. We'll start doing the upper body exercises and at whatever level we determine for you, and then do your corrective exercises for the lower body, for the ankle, until it gets better, and then slowly start integrating the lower body exercises. Beginner. Who is the beginner? The beginner is that person that has never had any type of guidance in fitness before. Maybe has never played an activity or sport. Basically, doesn't know anything about fitness. That's the beginner. And I strongly encourage you starting out with the beginning exercises for the home or for the gym, just to start to learn a little bit about exercise. But here's a couple rules to follow. It should never hurt. If it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. If something feels awkward, you know what? Skip it for right now. Start learning everything else. And over time and over practice, you might start to find that you were just doing things a little bit improper, or you needed to strengthen something else before that seemed more natural, or before you got used to it. But at the beginning levels, it's really just about learning your body, trying different things. Try to find the exercise routines that you like the most and start doing those. And practice. It's really not about the exercise at the beginning. It's really about just learning and practicing. And when you set the right goals in your mind, and this exercise can be very useful. And something else for the beginners is don't be afraid to be strong. Don't be afraid to use a little bit of weight. But once again, that rule, it should never hurt, always applies. The intermediate people, which I believe will be the majority of the people watching this video, are the people that have tried exercise before, maybe not quite sure knowing what to do, or maybe do some form of exercise, an exercise class, or have done videotapes before, maybe tried some strength training. The intermediate people, I really want you to play between the intermediate and the advanced. So if you think you're intermediate, the intermediate and the beginner levels. If you think you're intermediate, feel free to start there. If at any point you feel it's a little too challenging, if you wake up the next day and you have a hard time sitting down on the toilet because your legs are too sore, maybe you should do a couple weeks at the beginning level, and then we can always move up to the intermediate. There's no rush. The goal here is for your body to improve. I don't want you to be exhausted and your legs to be sore and your arms to be sore. That's not the point of this. The point of this is to get stronger so that you can feel better each and every day. And we can always work harder later, but let's start working out smart first. Also in the intermediate levels, you're going to want to explore options. Try a lot of different things. Start trying Pilates classes and different yoga classes, and also there'll be some videos that you can try, the yoga and Pilates videos that you can try. Every once in a while, try an advanced class just to see how it feels. Try an advanced workout and see how you feel. Also in the intermediate level is focus on strength. Really try to get stronger. People underestimate the fact that they're not strong enough. They'll go home and try to move something heavy at home and that weighs 65 pounds, but they're afraid to go to the gym when they're working in a controlled environment without a lot of factors, and they're terrified to lift 40 pounds. It doesn't make any sense. So the gym is the place to be stronger so that home is not stressing you out. And then also in the intermediate level is really focus on quality of movement. Try to really work the full range of motion. Watch the exercises that I give you. They're ultimately going to help you improve the ability to move your joints. Knee replacement, hip replacements are happening so often nowadays, and that's because we don't use our knees and our hips very well anymore, and we stop using them. We sit in chairs all the time, and the next thing you know, they don't work anymore. Like, the people weren't even active enough to hurt them, and then they go away. The joint starts to wear out. So it mostly comes down to quality of movement. So if you don't use it, you lose it. If you can't get up off the floor, eventually you'll never be able to. So just think about that. The advanced people. The advanced workouts are challenging. They are hardcore. They're very challenging workouts. And if you're at the advanced levels, and if you feel that these workouts are a little too challenging for you, just go back to the immediate level and start there and work your way up to the advanced levels. The big thing about the advanced levels is not to overdo it. I really want you to make sure that you're taking the proper rest days. Don't be working out every single day doing these advanced workouts. Take on the recommended rest days. If you're really sore and your body's not moving very well and you're feeling tired or fatigued, you might need to take an extra couple days off. That is okay. If your body's decreasing performance while you're working out, or after the couple days after your workout, the workout was probably too hard. Now, we're not athletes anymore. We're not trying to train to be athletes. Now, if you are, that's a different story. So think of it as for the day of your life and the function of your life and the way you want to be for long term. And there's no reason you have to go kill yourself. So start working smart before you work hard. Also, really focus on the function and quality of movement. Make sure you move your joints to their fullest potential. And the exercises should feel good. Be careful for creating imbalances in the advanced workouts. People that have been working out a long time, a lot of times create their own imbalances because they tend to do the same routines over and over and over again. And you'll find very quickly a lot of my routines, especially the full body routines, really focuses on posture first and trying to improve posture. Also, I put a lot of exercises in there that are different than what you'd normally do, just to help correct some of those imbalances that most people have from working out for a long time. Also in the advanced levels, really think about maintenance. Think about if you've been working out hard for the last 10, 15, 20 years, think about it, are you going to want to do this for the next 30 or 40 years? Or is there a compromise somewhere in there? Is beating yourself up hard in the gym, is it obtainable for a long time? And try to find the balance. So find the things that are important to you and make sure you keep doing those, but maybe work out a little less and work out really smart. All right, anytime, feel free to contact me if you have any questions. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And just keep in mind, exercise and activity are not required for life. But in our world that we live in, we sit too much, we don't move our body. It's almost like a supplement. We kind of need to supplement it into our life because we don't work like they used to hundreds and thousands of years ago. So we're going to use exercise and activity as a supplement to help enhance our life and to get our bodies moving, feeling young, feeling good. And when you implement this with the 5 essentials, sky's the limit. You can have anything you want. You can feel as good as you ever have in your life, and you'll feel great when you're 100. I'm looking forward to seeing you through that process.